Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to a sewing class at a library that I've never been to before, so I thought I'd take you along with me to see what it's like to get a class there and also to check out this library because I've never been here before, so it's going to be a little bit of a tour video too.
So not much of an intro this time because I barely got there in time for the class to start. I think I got there like 2 minutes before the class started. So I just walked straight in and go straight to where they say the class is, which is in the storytime room in the very back in the kids section. They gave us each a printout of a mending book from the 1940s, which I didn't think was going to be that helpful, but after going home and reading through it, there really was a lot of really good information in there. Also, because the class was so small, you got a lot of one-on-one attention from the instructor, and she really helped a lot. Like, I brought in a few projects that I was having some problems with, and she was able to help with not only those, but ones that I didn't bring with me that I thought were just beyond being helped. So I'm really glad I went. It was definitely worth the 30-minute drive. And then after the class, I start at the front of the library again for the tour, and this is the table with all the different brochures and things. My library system is having a CosMania event thing throughout the entire system, and it's where it's a bunch of different classes that feature around different aspects of cosplay, and I think they're going to have like a cosplay contest at the end of it, and there's some really good classes, and I got a brochure for it while I was there. And there's this really beautiful reading area with so much natural lighting, and walls to walls of books, all the new nonfictions over here, or at least a lot of it. Over here is where the holds are. And then there's also this really cute display for the Color Our World event that our library system's also having right now. And on the left side are most of the computers and the classroom or workshop. This is kind of like the one that in my library, except it's a little bit bigger. There's sewing machines, printers, and all sorts of things back there. So this library is much more spread out than mine, and so I have a hard time finding a few things that I was looking for, mainly the romance section. So I walk through trying to find it. I find more computers. They seem to be sprinkled throughout the whole library, and I found some studying areas. There's so many tables and chairs here that it really seems like no matter how crowded the library gets, you'll be able to find a spot to study. There's also these booths over here if you need more space. And then I found the comic book section, which is so much bigger than the comic book section at my library. Like 2 whole big shelves of it. And I think there might have been another shelf with just graphic novels, which I'm not really sure what the difference is. And then I found the manga section, which is once again way bigger than the one at my library. They even have these really helpful cards that have like the description of each story next to the books, which I thought was really cool and helpful because there are some stories I've been really wanting to get into, but I really don't know much about them. And then I found the young adult section right next to that, and the whole library has all these really huge windows with like these color film on them, which is so pretty. And here's more of the young adult section. And then I finally find the romance section nearby. Once again, way bigger than the one in my library. I think it's like 4 times as big, maybe twice as big. And I find a book that I'm actually currently reading while I'm there. And then they have like these tables that are throughout as well that have displays of different books, sort of like how you would have like at a bookstore. This one had like a little birdhouse thing and had little bookmarks for you to take home. And then next to that is the new fiction section, which had a lot of really interesting books. A lot of them were like new books that just came out recently. Like this one here, I really love this book. I've recently finished it, 5-star read, really loved it. And there's this book here that I like the cover, because once again, I judge a book by its cover. I know I shouldn't, but I do. But I had not heard of this one, and so I decided to give it a shot. Any book where one of the main characters is an author or writes, I just instantly am interested in it. So they have the self-checkout things just like my library, and it's super easy to do. You just scan your card, slide the book under, and you're done. Next, I go to the children's section, which is once again bigger than the one in my library, I think. I don't really go to the kids section in my library very much. But it also has this really cool play area for the kids. I also like how all the bookshelves are really low down so the kids can get to them easier. And then right next to that is the classroom where we had my sewing class. They call this a storytime area, so this must be where they have storytime normally. And then on the other side of that is the kids' DVD section, which seemed to have a pretty good selection. And then they also had a few computers over here and smaller desks that had these little games on them for kids. And then once again, more large windows with so much natural light. I'm not sure what we would call these things that are on the windows, but it's sort of like a stained glass sort of thing, but it's not. It's like it looks like a vinyl film or something, but it's really pretty. So when I get back from the library, I have a little time to read before I start making dinner. So that's what I do. I read a little bit. I'm already a few chapters in the First Love second draft I got from the library. I'm enjoying it pretty good right now. It's not going to be a 5-star read or anything, I don't think. But like I said, I'm only a few chapters in, so I don't know. Could change. I don't know. I am loving the banter between the characters and the humor, overall tone of the book. There are a few things that's already kind of bothering me here and there, but nothing like super bad. Nothing that's going to make me stop reading. There's also quite a few tropes and like buzzword tropes that are thrown in here that I feel like were added in just because they wanted the buzzword when they like were promoting the book on social media. But for the most part, they kind of work, so I'm not mad about it. And also, any book where one of the characters either works in a library, works in a bookstore, or is an author themselves, I usually just love it. I don't know why. Maybe I just watched You've Got Mail at a really young, impressionable age or something. I don't know. But I just love those kinds of stories. And the main character in this is a rom-com writer, and so already really enjoying that at least. But overall, this seems like just a nice, fun, basic, lighthearted rom-com book to read when you just have a little bit extra time, which is exactly what I need right now, so pretty happy with it. There are, however, a lot of books that I have right now on my TBR that I'm much more excited about, like the sequel to Lights Out, Caught Up, which I just got on my Libby app literally a few minutes ago. So I might put this book on the back burner for a little bit, but I think I'll come back to it. So that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!